Hi, good morning. My name is Courtney. This is going to be another one of my little tarot get ready with me's. I am so happy you're here. Welcome to my little Barbie core psychic corner of the internet. We are going to do my makeup and I'm going to teach you about the Three of Wands, okay? Everything is pink here. I am pink here because you are taking out time for you anytime you settle in with me. The Three of Wands is very cool. Before we get into anything, it is the second step after the visionary card in the tarot, which is like the Two of Wands. And the Three of Wands is us having our plans, setting it into motion, and literally waiting for our ships to come in, right? So other people are starting to see what we're doing. We are working hard, and we finally get to start seeing the little rewards of whatever it is we're working on. But I love you so much. Thanks for coming to hang out with me. I am going to put our card, I'm actually going to prop it up right here on my windowsill and talk to you about it while we do it. But first thing I always do with my makeup is moisturize first. But if you've never met me before, I've been reading tarot since I was 21, and I am almost 27. I'm a Cancer, so I have a July birthday. It's been really profoundly healing for me, and I like to give self-love centered readings because for me, tarot has been all about my personal journey and not about anything outside of me. And I want to share with people about how to live more softly and how to prioritize you and how magic tarot is when you use it to affirm your own experiences and help yourself along the way. I want to be girly pop, and I want you to feel like you're talking to a big sister. The Three of Wands is about personal journey and also finding your way in the world, because when I think about it, wands are the suit in the tarot of creativity, opinions, like creative careers, and community. Because think fire signs, if you know anything about astrology, think Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and you know that whole element is kind of about fun and being people who create ideas, high energy, youthful and sure of yourself. That's kind of what Wands is all about. The Ace of Wands is like our start, the beginning of that idea coming to us. The Three of Wands is after we've committed to it and start taking steps toward it, start making time for it. I do want to tell you, if I am a little bit stumbly, it is early in the morning, okay? I'm being authentic about this. It's like 10 o'clock in the morning. And as a neurodiverse girly, I am like so dependent on my sleep. And I got it. I always am a slow riser. I am definitely a nighttime girly. And when my skin feels moisturized and no parts feel like sandy anymore, I feel ready, good to go. I get into things, but with the Three of Wands, there's always a sort of comfort, because we need to be in the right space to go after our goals, right? On this card here, he's kind of wearing all of these layers. He has found a comfortable spot to look at all of his ships coming in, so he can kind of scope out and monitor his plans and make sure he is feeding into them every day to get to that destination he wants. But he's got everything he needs, sure of himself, equipped in the way he needs to be, everything. I will say, this feels personal, and maybe it does for you guys too. But I'm building my little empire on here. I have always dreamed of sharing my love of tarot for a living and doing that long term. It comes naturally to me. I've always been very articulate. Pattern recognition comes so naturally to me. And self-love has been the biggest, longest part of my journey. And even when I wanted to focus on other things in my life, that was forefront. And I had to really, really work through that before I could come home to tarot and teaching people how to read it and offering it to people. And now I've taken steps. I've been doing this for about a year in June, sharing my passion and my love and all that with other people again, which is really, really super duper cool. And I'm so happy I'm here, but it's building an empire. It's choosing to show up and like still having the want to share that with all of you beautiful humans. I'm just gonna move these. I'm gonna put some pink bows in my hair after. Everybody has been so kind, and even hitting, because I've never done YouTube at all before, even hitting 24 subscribers was so amazing for me, because I was like, wow, these people, you came across my content on your own organically. You feel safe with me and you like my company. That means a whole lot, especially because I'm doing this for people and hoping to make some sort of positive impact. As far as my skin tint goes today, I love this e.l.f. one when I'm having a lot of outdoorsy days, but I actually think I'm gonna glow. I'm gonna go with my Glossier skin tint. I use the shade G9. I am a Native American girly, and my skin is on the fairer side as far as that spectrum goes. But this doesn't clog my pores, which is really, really important for me, because growing up, I had a lot of mental health issues, and when I needed to stim, I would pick at all of the horrible acne I had. So now I have like little craters in my skin, and this doesn't sink into it. It's so sheer, it kind of just sits on top of everything and blurs it. But I like to just take some and put it right underneath my eyes. Here. As for what I have to do today, I hope you are doing well. And if you see me doing all of this, your homework, your little job from me is just to think about, even if you've got a busy 9 to 5 today, what can you make 10 minutes of time for? Or do you have some extra money to get like that tea you love at like that coffee place you go to on your break? What can you do today that will make you a little bit happier? The Three of Wands to me can also, I wonder if any of you are in the midst of doing this, if you resonate with everything I've been saying. And maybe if I'm thinking of this, maybe I'm channeling it. And I usually save that for my pickup piles. I do those on Saturdays. I'm posting this on a Tuesday. The Three of Wands to me also talks about taking some space for ourselves, because at its core, wands are about authenticity. So whether you are applying the Three of Wands to a business plan, or whether you're applying it to you time, at any at any point, it's always about us being in touch with our wants and us like driving something that's authentic. So like if you are also on a personal journey of getting comfortable with yourself and making more time with yourself, I think this is also for you. But the Three of Wands is about our efforts adding up and our efforts adding up and our efforts adding up for that fulfillment of, oh, I'm creating something. Oh, I'm finally starting to see the process here. I'm finally starting to see this grow. That's what the Three of Wands is kind of about. So if you are somebody working on a self-love journey, I do want to tell you, with everything I've learned about it, with my lived experience, it's a process and it's making choices over time that hold respect for yourself so you can train yourself and you can realize by taking those steps even when they're uncomfortable, wait, I feel weird about doing this, but it was right for me. It felt right for me. This is bringing me further to where I want to go. You know, instead of people pleasing, I am choosing myself so I can go in the direction of where I want to go. So I can go in the direction of how I want to live my life and not just acquiescing for other people anymore. Not just giving way so I can avoid conflict or so that I won't end up alone. You know, maybe my personal fulfillment is a lot bigger of a reward than the loss of this person who doesn't entirely respect me, or this place that doesn't entirely respect me. And the fulfillment that comes with that, because it's also about independence, right? Look at this guy, he's standing alone, it's his own thing. So the Three of Wands is kind of always your reward for the process. And this comes after the choices and after some of the work of choosing yourself or doing your thing. I'm done with this for now. I might want to... I'm happy with that. Usually I reach for this when I want like a natural look. But I'm also going to go in with my ColourPop liquid blush. It's in the color Sweet Treat. I really, really love this one because it's like my favorite pink. But if you see, it's kind of shimmery. This is called Sweet Treat. So it makes you look a little bit dewy too and gives you that like extra little bit of highlight. Okay, that should be about the same. But with the Three of Wands, it's about that personal reward. And Wands talk about action. After that effort you are making. It comes after that effort you are making to create something for yourself. It's when you can finally start to see the results, and it's when you finally get into a groove of everything you've been working towards and doing. You know, that rewarding sense of independence in yourself. Wow, I'm creating this and it's working. Or wow, I am not accepting less in my life anymore and I feel more fulfilled. That is kind of the message of the Three of Wands. And it especially, I was hoping to pull a different card on a situation for myself that kind of jumps ahead to another place in my life where where more people know me and where I've like shared my message and like helped other people. But right now this is a good omen for me because it's telling me, hey, you know, what you're doing is working and what you have is something people want and something they're looking for. And think about how you're doing it too, because for years you've been quiet, not following this thing. The Three of Wands is also standing on top of this cliff and knowing that we are standing in our power. I put on my blush. I think I like it. I was really scared, and maybe you were too, because it looked like a lot on this side and not much on this side. But I feel better about that. Today I am just taking time to paint with a friend. And I've also been in the middle of crocheting a really, really pretty, like, fairy wing. It's, like, constructed of, like, fairy wings, like you crochet a vest, which is really, really pretty. And I placed an order for extra yarn online because there was only one ball of it when I went to the store. So I picked it up. And I am so excited. And I ordered like 3 balls, so I'll have extra if I want to do something else. My hairbrush is also pretty cool. Back in June, I wanted to start growing out my hair. And because I had a pixie cut from the time I was 18 until like last summer when I was like, hey, I feel a little bit older. I feel a little bit different. What if I screwed around and like before I think about cutting it, before I discourage myself, let it all grow out, see if I like it. If I don't like it, cut it off again. But it's been like this for like 8 years. And I started I started growing it out back in June, and I really, really loved the length. There are just some pieces where I had layers in the back that are still growing in, but this sigil is something I made with Aphrodite when I was working with her more frequently. I bought the pink wet brush, and we made a rune together that I put on there. So I dabble a little bit, but mostly my thing is tarot, but I dabble. I think the next thing I'm going to do is eyebrows. And I keep that very, 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 very simple. But I have a spoolie. So I'm just going to brush up my brows like this. The 3 of Wands. I told you how it's showing up for me lately, but I would ask you, if you are not living your life in a way that fulfills you, either because it's not the right timing yet or something else is going on, I would ask yourself, what is something you want to achieve eventually? Because it'll make you feel emotionally fulfilled. Because success doesn't have to be you selling stocks in something. It can be you doing a community project at a nursing home because you want to go and see people whose family maybe doesn't visit them. Something like that. What can you do? What project can you work on in your life? What can you bring into your reality? What can you do for other people? That is an honest, open extension of you, because one thing wands aren't is fake. It is about driving something you really, really care about and really actually identify with, for the betterment of the world or for the betterment of yourself. But I would say usually with the 3 of Wands, it's about, what you bring to the world, what you contribute, even if it's just an idea on a project you do once. Just because it ripples. There's all of those sailboats here in the water, right? And these islands that all of these ships are sailing towards from here, organized by this person. So usually it's something that emotionally fulfills us, but also does something for the collective. So I would encourage you to ask yourself, hey, what skill set do I have that's really cool that I can share with other people, even if it's something like painting or scrapbooking or something that I can bring to positively ripple other people. And it doesn't mean you have to do it, but it could heal you and give you purpose, it makes the world better. And it also affirms that you bring something to the world. With this, I'm doing it because it emotionally fulfills me and I love tarot, but I also have something to say and I also have something to share and a message to carry. That's why I'm doing this. I am here my style and what I want to bring to my career while I'm doing this is empowering you and making tarot something constructive and a mirror for you to see yourself in, instead of bossing you around or telling you what you have to do or fear-mongering you or making urgency. Just holding up a mirror for you so you can live your life from a place that feels authentic for you and everything. That's why I have rose quartz. That's why I have pink. I want to help you center yourself. I want to tell you that femininity is power and emotion is power. You were Gorgina and perfect. But I am going to get into the really, really fun part. I'm going to do a little halo eye today, but first I'm going to start with primer. This is Slayflyer Cosmetics primer because I also have glitter gels from her I always end up applying. But first, I'm going to do my Naked 3 palette and the primer. And this is really, really sticky because it's meant to hold like loose glitter too. Like for it to stick itself to. So I really just tap my fingertip on there and then put whatever comes off onto the eyelid. Just because otherwise it gets really sticky and hard to blend. It's powerful. Eventually, next time I go to Target, maybe I'll just get like, because I went to Sephora and I was like, hey, it's not a shadow palette, it's a primer. Why is it like $18? That's crazy. I just need it to work. That's it. I'd rather buy a bottle of concealer than pay inexpensive multi-use concealer than spend $18 on that. That's crazy. But I might do that later. But I always go into Target and end up getting something I didn't go in for. Naked 3 Urban Decay. And because I have like big like bunny features with these darker colors, I never go too hard in dark or it washes me out. But I like to make my makeup look good. I am not crazy. I don't do too much. When I went to Sephora and I saw the prices of the brushes, I felt broke. I am not doing that. They were like $9 in like 2018 when I went for like a pack of them, and now it's not like that anymore. So I'm just using the brush that came with it. And I'm going in with the fluffy brush side. And I'm just going to go into Limit first. But with the 3 of Wands, I will also say that sometimes I found that like as I live the 3 of Wands right now, I think sometimes we are scared to do anything self-made and do anything like where we are driving the project entirely, just because I think and I feel and I see loneliness associated with that, because there are people who love us and really, really get us, but sometimes this is like a personal journey. It is personal because our values are personal, our really, really deep, painful experiences are personal. And like the 3 of Wands is usually where you are taking something you know. You know how like they say like to write what you know? any project with your authenticity behind it in life, or any experience you are creating for other people, or any healing you are doing for other people with your own experience in life, is usually personally driven, because nobody has to know the details of what's going on in your life. But like I don't know, if I want to try to share it with family and friends, nobody's as invested in it as I am, because it's my journey. I also find conveniently that while I'm going through a really, 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 really big time of change, everybody's got other really, really big things happening, so I can be covert and not tell anybody about what's going on. The Three of Wands is very, very personal, because he's not on these sailboats. He's not on these sailboats. He is standing on this hill high, high, high up above all of them, keeping it organized and making sure everything's going well. I always just do as I was saying, I dropped my brush behind my bed. I always do a pink wash over both of my eyelids just so it's smooth. Limit is kind of like close to my skin tone. Okay. The Wands, creativity, and see how they are kind of standing and static and still on this mountaintop with him. It's because he's concentrating on the vision, and it's because he's working from it, because Wands it's the suit of creativity. We kind of already glossed over this. It's the suit of creativity, and passion and drive. So he's holding his drive, and he is finally working this vision and seeing things in movement and in action towards what he wants to bring into the world, hanging on to them, hanging on to that idea, focusing on that idea, keeping them with him and keeping them present as he goes about all of it. It really is driving forward change, and it's the moment you start to see it happen. For like my corners on my halo eye, I'm going to go into Nooner. This one right here. And like I said, I go lighter with these darker colors. But and then like anywhere, like I've kind of got like a weird line from when I was tapping it on. But I keep it subtle, because and then I'm going to go in with Trick. Trick is Gorgina, because I like to go like very like princess core with my makeup. And then I'm just going to literally pick some up with my finger and put it in the center. And there's no science or brushy brush to this part. It's literally just tap, tap, bonk, bonk. I've been doing this like a week, because I knew I was going to be on camera more, and you can show up however you want. I like to, do a little bit of, eyeshadow, but this one is pretty and just rose gold. I'm always scared that this one is going to go first, though, because I kind of reach for it, like, every day. But I do feel absolutely Gorgina. Then I just clean off the brush, put it back for tomorrow. But I've really been having like so much fun with eyeshadow, because I grew up doing art, and it really just is like paint for your face. I find, which I really, really like. I was never, because I'm trying to share more about myself, I've actually really always vibed with wands. The Queen of Wands has always been who I aspire to be in the tarot, just because I I love everything romantic. I'm a very like Venusian girl. I have a Leo Venus. I have a Taurus moon. I love everything girly and hyper feminine. I hope like I can heal this in some people. I know a lot of women from my generation where they felt like they had to like masculinize themselves or stop being girly, like to be taken seriously. I've tried to never do that because just my love for pink and my love for Barbie and my love for Hello Kitty and everything was so big and overarching. I wear glitter gels on my face every day. By the way, this is Party on Venus. And it looks more pink in the bottle than it is. It's actually very sheer. But I am going to try to open this up. Here we go. And it's not sticky. It's actually very nice. But it's like pink and has like holographic glitters in it. And all I'm going to do is look up and apply it underneath my pupil. Just like that. And then I'll take a little bit more for the other side, of course. But when I feel pretty and sparkly, I am done with that. I hope you guys like it. This is what I get the most compliments on like my TikTok and everything. During COVID, I didn't feel pretty. And my body had changed a lot just because all I was doing was sitting at home, eating, playing Animal Crossing, waking up. Because I didn't get depressed, but I was definitely like, my mom was like, why don't you like try and like wake up early and go for a walk? I'm like, wake up early for what? Like nothing is going on. And so I kind of like lost my way. And then I started talking to somebody online on Stan Twitter. And they were like, girl, you're so pretty. You're so pretty. You're so pretty. I was like, not me. Not right now. And like, I can't say very many good things about them. But something they did do was make me feel beautiful during such a scary time in the world. And I started ordering glitter gels and wearing them and taking pictures in them, and I felt beautiful. And they are so easy to apply if you get them from a good place. I really recommend this one. But the Three of Wands for me has also been so powerful. Another way this shows up as I close things out, I dropped it. Public recognition and being loved for what I am. I think when you step into yourself and you're really being yourself and dressing in whatever way makes you feel yourself and whatever the most outward and authentic expression of you is, when you live in that, I think you become very, very difficult to ignore. Because when I started leaning into loving to wear pink again and everything like that, and I started loving to wear my glitter, that is what people started complimenting me on and seeing me for. I think the world changes when you let yourself be yourself. This is just some clear mascara from Wet n Wild. I put it in my eyebrows and I also put it on my lashes. But I think when you do that, the Three of Wands, that is where you find your authority and your power. Because your identity is something you are always creating, constantly, with your breath. And it also is an outward expression of you and how you're processed. The only way I think you can do yourself wrong is not daring and not trying to be brave and figure out that authentic expression of yourself. Just because you're always going to feel like you are living in somebody else's shadow, if you are not being authentic to yourself, and you're always going to feel resentful. But when you are brave and open up and start to be and explore that authentic version of yourself, that's when you can make whatever change you want to make. The Three of Wands is about bravery and perception, and our perception of ourselves, and using that to drive change and make power, because you get the only way to access the Three of Wands is to find some authenticity in yourself. Like I said, your little bit of homework today is, I hope you can find something to do for yourself today that is authentic to you, something you really, really enjoy. And it doesn't have to be something huge like starting a Kickstarter. It's being like, hey, I haven't let myself have a sweet treat all week. I am going to go and get this sugary atrocity from Starbucks because I want it. And it's really just being what you are and driving your own change without apology. But I love you so very much. Let me put my hair bows in and everything. Hold on. And then last but not least, before anything else, I am doing just setting spray. I like the dewy finish, and I use the spray from NYX. So just finishing touches. I wear perfume every day, but this is one of my favorites. It is Sweet Tooth by Sabrina Carpenter. It makes you smell like a chalky milkshake, because there's cocoa in here, there's chocolate, there's marshmallow, and I love the bottle because it's pink. It's literally a chocolate bar, and I was gonna order it online, but I found it at Urban Outfitters if anybody wants it. I always put it on my scalp, which probably isn't the best for you, but it lasts all day when I do that. So, we're going to put on some Aquaphor. But I am going to keep on doing these because they are getting more traction in love than anything I've ever done. I still love to read, so I always will. So I post those every Saturday, and I post these every Tuesday. I love you so, so, so very much. How can you embody the Three of Wands today? Or how can you, like, nurture the parts of you that are you? You know, even if that's like going and dyeing your hair like fully like neon pink, because more power to you. That's literally so cool, and I look up to you. I adore you, and it was so nice talking to you. I hope you learned something about the Three of Wands. I hope you feel inspired and empowered, because that's all I ever want to do. I love you so, so, so very much, Barbie. Thank you for being here with me for my little cosmic get ready with me. I love the Three of Wands, and I love you, and I will see you on Saturday, and get ready with me. I will see you next time. I love you so much. Thank you for being here. I love you so much. Oh my